back to Play and Trade Guitars. I'm John, that's Zach behind the camera, and this is Play and Trade Guitars, where we play it and trade it. Today we're looking at the brand new Gibson 80s Explorer in killer cool black gloss finishes, a real black on black look, rosewood fretboard, some new 80s tribute pickups, which would be heavily influenced by the Tim Shaw Dirty Fingers from the early to mid 80s over at Gibson. Gibson tried to base this primarily on a 1984 Explorer, so you'll see a lot of those features represented, along with some nice modern takes. It's got a fast playing SlimTaper neck. We'll pull it apart on the bench. Of course, we'll plug it in and play it. But at the top, if you're in the market for this guitar or any gear, click to buy gear using our link because you do support our channel when you buy gear using our link, so thank you. We also have a new giveaway. We're giving away a Gibson Les Paul Deluxe Gold Top. Yes, be in it to win it. Sign up links are in Gleam, and there's some great new ways to get some major bonus entries for buying gear and for signing up for our new channel membership. So thank you to all of our new premium channel members. We have the studio standard and custom shop level, plenty down in our description about that. But without further ado, let's get to work on this Gibson 80s Explorer in this beautiful black gloss nitro finish, and let's see how it sounds. I can't wait. Big old Explorer case here, nice brown hardshell case, red interior. Get a first glimpse. So I will readily admit that when I was growing up as a young guitar player, I completely associated the Explorer and the Flying V with the 80s all day long. And for a guitar that was developed in the late 1950s, it took a while to catch on, but when it did it ever, with the heavy metal crowd and rockers of the 80s. And this just screams that look with this jet black gloss finish. These uncovered humbuckers, which are based on Dirty Fingers pickups, they're called 80s tributes, they're new from Gibson. Beautiful Indian rosewood fretboard. Guitar feels great, definitely a SlimTaper neck I can feel in my hands. Pretty simple too, no pick guard, simple controls. They've moved these controls around a little bit, but just a beauty. Why don't we head it over the bench, we'll pull it apart before we plug it in and play it. I'm excited about this one, it looks great. $24.99 USD. Stay tuned because at the end, I'll give you a full review and score to let you know if this guitar is worth your money. I'll also compare it to a couple other regular production models if you're interested in the Explorer from Gibson. So let's get to work. Starting up at the top of the headstock, classic Explorer headstock, pretty simple gold Gibson screen on there. Jet black gloss, looks beautiful. 6 on a side, I can always appreciate on a Gibson, makes things easy. These are the mini Grovers, which look nice. Chrome popping against that black. SlimTaper neck, it'll be fast playing. And then this beautiful piece of East Indian rosewood with some great streaking and character to it. Unbound neck, dot acrylic inlays. Coming down to the body, you got that beautifully executed gloss nitro finish. These pickups are a standout because they're new. These are the 80s tribute humbuckers, which are very closely modeled, I'm sure, after the Tim Shaw Dirty Fingers of the early to mid 80s from Gibson. And yeah, it screams heavy and it screams the 80s. I love it, I love it. Great piece of rosewood, SlimTaper neck. We'll get some measurements. We have a wide 1.72 inches at the nut, 0.83 at the first fret, up to 0.91 at the 12th. So while it's called SlimTaper, it's not the slimmest I've seen in terms of readings. It's kind of a slim medium. Mahogany neck, rosewood fretboard, all mahogany body, 1.65 inches thick. Flipping over a lead 80s tribute in bridge position and a rhythm 80s in neck position. Brand new pickups from Gibson. Go ahead and flip on the multimeter for a reading. Got a hot output on these, so very much like Dirty Fingers. These 80s tributes are 15.5 in bridge, 7.2 in neck, so fairly normal in neck, 4.9 combined. Controls here are dedicated volume for the neck pickup, dedicated volume for the bridge pickup, and then one tone control. Probably the least usable in terms of control layout on a guitar, but that's what it is, 2 volumes and a tone. Lifting up the control cavity cover, you can see the Gibson 500K pots and these upgraded orange drop capacitors. Nice look at the raw mahogany in there as well. All right, Gibson says they're using lightweight mahogany. This guitar comes in at 7 pounds, 9 ounces. We'll call it 7.5 pounds, just over. Comfortable weight. And as I flip it around for an initial reaction, I will say, despite the extreme shape of the Explorer, I'm always surprised pleasantly at how well balanced it is. You know, it's funny, even just sitting it here on the table, it feels good in the hands the way there's kind of a natural balance from the neck across this longer body. And it feels pretty natural to me, it always has. Good even ring, kind of a bill tone from this guitar. Feels great in the hands. I'm excited to plug it in. It's really kind of a no-nonsense guitar. Remember, if you're in the market for this guitar or any other gear, click to buy this using our link. It really does support our channel, so we always want to say thank you. And now comes the fun part. We're gonna plug this in. I'll show you cleans, we'll dirty it up, and then we'll put it behind a track so it can sing. And then remember, stay tuned to the end. I'll give you the final score. I'll give you my honest review, and then I'll compare it to a few other Gibson production models and talk prices with you. And then at the end of this, make sure you check out our Flying V, the 80s Flying V video from the same series just announced. Let's head over and plug in. I'm super excited about this. right, this is the 80s Explorer from Gibson at a price tag of $24.99 USD. If you're interested in the guitar, remember to buy using our link because you do support our channel. You've hung around to the end, so I'll give you my honest reaction. I'll give you a final score, and I'll also give you a few other models from Gibson that might be worth comparing to. First of all, my honest reaction, I think it's really beautifully simple. I think these pickups, the Dirty Finger pickups, sound fantastic on the original Explorers of this era, and I think these new 80s tribute pickups really do sound very nice. The no frills appointments, no pick guard, just these kind of simple controls. Beautiful piece of rosewood on this guitar. Flawless construction. They executed this guitar beautifully. It comes with a hardshell case. I have nothing to fault on this guitar whatsoever. So in terms of shopping around, this at $24.99, you can also get a standard Gibson Explorer for $19.99. And if you're looking for something heavy, I would also encourage you to check out the Dave Mustaine Flying V, which I understand is not an Explorer, but the Dave Mustaine Flying V is going to have his Seymour Duncan set of signature pickups and also an ebony fretboard for $27.99. So if you're looking kind of in the extreme realm of guitars from Gibson, yes, Explorer is fantastic. I like the way the body balances, but I'd also have you check out the Dave Mustaine, and we have a video on that as well. But if it's an Explorer you're after, you can get this for $24.99. Jet black, beautiful gloss, ebony, kind of black on black look. I'm really a fan. All right, let me give you the final score for this guitar. I give scores based on overall playability, overall sound, and overall value. I think this guitar loses a few points in playability. One, because of the controls. I think the Explorer controls are really awkward because, for example, the volume for the bridge is at the bottom. I wish they'd put it first and then put the neck here next to it and reserve this bottom slot for tone. But it's a little bit kind of a shifted experience playing an Explorer in that standpoint. The other thing that makes it a little less playable is it's big and bulky. Obviously, it's a huge hardshell case that you'll have to lug around to the gigs. But if none of that scares you off, fine, because I can't fault really the actual, playability or aesthetic of this guitar at all. It plays really well, and I was impressed by it for sure. Then when it comes to overall sound, obviously they're going for a heavier sound with these kind of Dirty Finger inspired 80s tribute pickups. I thought the guitar was well-rounded, screaming hot output in the bridge, which is nice for a guitar that you'd expect, the way that this one is being presented to you. And I was impressed with that overall. And then when it comes to value, I think, $24.99 is not the highest price that we've seen from Gibson, so it's definitely a good price in terms of the Gibson price scale. I think it's pretty fair for what you're getting. It's a pretty stripped down guitar, so just keep in mind you can also compare this to the $19.99 regular Gibson Explorer for, that $500 difference. But these pickups make a big difference. Those would be a standout feature, and that jet black on this looks absolutely beautiful. So a new series, the 80s Explorer and also Flying V, check out that video. But overall, I'm very impressed. I'm going to give this guitar an overall score of 8.5. I give it an 8.5. I think it's worth buying. I have nothing at all to fault on this guitar, but what they did, they executed perfectly, and the guitar is flawless. It was fun to play, it was inspiring to play, and I thought it sounded really good, so I would recommend this guitar. Thanks for watching our review. Check out the Flying V review from the same series. You can click on a link to watch another demo. Remember to subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and be in it to win it with our Les Paul Deluxe Gold Top giveaway. See you guys in the next video, and remember to sign up for our new premium channel memberships. We'll see you all there. Thanks for watching.